How would you describe Kyle Williams as a player on the field, and does he have the capability of starting at wide receiver for the 2017-2018?
Absolutely. I think Kyle is. I think one of the things that one of the areas has been very, very impressive early in spring has been our wide receivers. Kyle is got everything about when we talk about the Sun Devil way. He embodies every bit of the values of our program: character, smart, disciplined, and tough, and obviously very, very talented. And last year we even moved him over to defense because he was so talented. But he's a guy right now that's really excelling, and I know Coach Napier's been very, very high on him every day. So have I. And that receiving corps has been impressive, as well as the one guy that's really stood out and big time improvement. I think Kyle's really a guy that has stuck out, but T-Chat, Terrell Chapman, as we call him T-Chat, has really, really matured and is doing well also. So our receiving corps has been impressive.
Coach, I've seen you getting after the O-line today. What are you looking to see as far as their progression throughout this spring training?
We just want to be better. We want their best every day, and it's our job as coaches to bring that out of them. And so sometimes we got to give them a little motivation. So, but I like that group. I like their toughness. I think we've got good experience there. The key is getting the best out of them every day. Not good work, not great work. Their best every day. And so what gives me a lot of confidence is I've got a lot of confidence in the guys we got on both sides of the football. And so we're solid, and we've got a little bit of depth on both sides of the football. The key is continuity and getting their best every day and continue to get better and stack success.
You're third away from spring now. Can you just sort of evaluate?
Really? Golly, that went by fast. That was practice 5, huh? Wow.
What you've seen out of the quarterback so far?
I've been very impressed. All three of the guys that are repping, and then Bryce is also going. Bryce has not been able to do because he's not been cleared for contact to do team yet. But all those guys are working extremely well, and then I've been very, very impressed with all of them, and in particular with Manny, and you can tell that he has raised his game, and I think Blake coming in, obviously you can tell he's learning, but they bring a lot to the table, and we'll know more about that evaluation with the quarterbacks in our first scrimmage that we have, which will be next Wednesday. So.
Coach, you have a walk-on in Ryan Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Been contributing early.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in particular that you see in walk-on players or players?
Yeah, he's another guy that's really stood out to me. That's really, obviously you got to earn it on the field. It's on the game field. But he's been a guy that's really stuck out to Coach Napier and myself and Coach Lykin when we've watched film, and he's a guy that's got himself in position to, earn him a spot next fall, in the lineup, as well as be a guy that can fall in line with Brady Gamage and guys like that that's earned him a scholarship.
And what do you like specifically about the JUCO guys and the walk-on guys?
Two guys that stick out to me walk-on wise are Tyler McClure and Jenkins are the two that I've been very, very impressed with on the offensive side of the ball. Owen Rogers is a guy that sticks out to me on defense, just working hard and busting his tail, doing everything right. Frank Ogus has been impressive, a guy that I think could be a special teams guy for us. So, and then junior college wise, I don't really. I look at kids all the same. I mean, it's about being able to transition them, and so I've been pleased with all the progress of our guys from that standpoint. So a lot of our guys, the key for us is guys. The great thing is the guys that are here now. You're able to develop them. The thing that we've got to do a great job is we're going to have a handful of guys that are going to be here in the summer, and next fall we got to do a great job of transitioning them in a hurry.
Talk about last year leadership being maybe more by example and less vocal than compared to 2015. Do you see in spring practice?
I think people are confused a lot on leadership. I think especially leadership is something that you have to set the standard for the values that our program's about: work ethic, discipline. Doing the right things at a high level. It's not good enough just to do your job. that ain't going to get it done. You got to do your job better than everybody else. And so it's actions. I think that's one of the things that we've talked to our guys about. I'll be real honest with you, the leadership, when it comes to day in and day out, modeling that it comes from our staff. And I've been very, very pleased with that. But I think our guys, I think, are starting to understand what leadership is. Leadership's not a gift. It's not something that when you're a good player, you get to be a leader or you get to be a captain. You earn that, and you earn it. I guess when I think of leadership, what I've talked to these guys a lot about is being a leader like Taylor Kelly was. And Taylor Kelly activated the other 10 guys on the field. He also held them accountable. So I can't just do my job. I'm doing my job. It doesn't matter. I have to impact other people, and you got to have accountability. I have to set the standard when it comes to our values. So I want our players to be genuinely who they are, but I want us to be unique, one of a kind. That's why we don't do so. I talked about that today. That's why we don't do the talking trash and doing all that stuff and getting stupid penalties. And we're just not everybody yelling at the official. You ever go to a football game? Every single person in the stand, that's all everybody does, yell at the officials, which you have absolutely no control over. And so we want to do the things that single us out as unique and one of a kind. And so I want one of a kind leadership that is unique to us, but a person has to be genuinely who they are. But Taylor Kelly didn't give a bunch of speeches. He just led every day. And he's a guy that over all my years, there's a guy named Paul Smith at Tulsa, Dave Johnson at Tulsa, and Taylor Kelly are the guys that really, all quarterbacks, that really embodied what a leader was. And we've had some other good ones. Burke and all those guys were good. Man, they set an unbelievable standard, on and off the field and all that. But you can do all those things. You can be academic All-American. You can be the most disciplined guy out there. But if you don't activate and you don't have accountability with everybody else, then that's not leadership. So our guys are, I feel good about all that stuff because I think we're going into our 6th year. But I want them to be genuinely who they are too. I wouldn't want to take a Pat Tillman and try to, everyone has to meet the standard and the values of the program, but you also want people to be genuinely who they are and unique to themselves. If not, then it's just doesn't come across the right way.
Pretty good. Your consultants you hired, Danny White, and the other gentleman, his name was
The other gentleman, we'll call him the other guy.
I'm sorry,
Dave Christensen.
Dave,
yeah.
What is it that you'd like to see them contribute?
Mainly they're a consultant to me. It's just sometimes, you're working and you're just having a different perspective. So every single day they're giving me input. It's not really to watch over anybody else. It's just to say, hey, here's a couple of guys that have a lot of years and a lot of diverse years in the game of football. That there's already been just little things that Danny has said, like, hey, on this deal here, you just might want to look at this. It had something to do with our quarterback where he was holding the ball, something that simple. Both those guys have a wealth of experience in different ways. Obviously, Danny was a great quarterback and then coached arena ball afterwards, but has a great deal of experience and so really just contribute from that standpoint. But they have definitive roles, and it's really being a consultant to me and really just kind of sometimes just to have someone to sit back and say, hey, you might want to look at this. This is something over here I think we might need to have attention to. And, Dave's been great. I mean, he's obviously been a head football coach and has been an offensive coordinator and a line coach and has been very successful in the Power 5 conferences. And so he's been a great addition.
Todd, when did you first start thinking about bringing those guys in? What was the genesis of that? What made you think this might be something that could help?
Well, it's just something that, as we assess, as I've gone back and tried to assess and gone, man, okay, this didn't go the way we wanted it to go, and this is something that I feel like from a self-awareness standpoint that I need to get better at this. I just want to win, whatever it takes to win, right? And so part of our assessment was we thought it would be good to to have. But also, you can't have too many chiefs and not enough Indians, right? I mean, so I want people that really embody what we're about. And I wanted to hire Sun Devil. I mean, it was big. Danny's a great Sun Devil, man, and he loves this place. And they both had a desire to want to help us and wanted to be a part of what we're doing. But it was really from the assessment is why I came up with that.